What is different about your product?
You got a story to tell, something gonna connect to somebody else.
How to actually run a business versus having a vision for a business.
A lot of people come to me and they say they're scared to take that next leap.
Visual design is always going to be driven by the vision.
And I just was like, how do I do this?
What am I adding that they don't have?
Hey, brand builders, ready to take your brand to the next level? I'm Dana Ammons, and welcome to the Brand Blueprint. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Brand Blueprint. I'm your host, Dana Ammons, and today we're diving into one of the most critical aspects of building a successful brand, which is brand identity and positioning. Now, these two elements are not just about how your brand looks or the products it offers. They define how your audience perceives your brand, connects with it, and most importantly, trusts it. Now, today, we're taking you behind the scenes of our very own journey in developing the brand identity and positioning for a product we've been building right here on the Brand Blueprint. Welcome to the Brand Blueprint panel segment for Capsule 3. Now, in this panel segment, we'll reveal the name of our new hair care product and share the two consumer personas we've created to represent the individuals we're designing this product for. We'll also walk you through our competitive analysis, showing you exactly how we've positioned ourselves in the market to stand out. Now, of course, this is a bit of a hypothetical market because this product is a hypothetical product, but we're using this to demonstrate real techniques that we are offering you as an audience on the show. So we're actually trying to practice what we preach. And of course, we'll take a closer look at the building blocks of a basic brand identity, including our tone of voice, personality, and key values. But before we jump into that, I want to make sure you've had the chance to explore all of the exciting content we've released as part of Capsule 3. We've had some incredible interviews with thought leaders like Ylorie and Jorge Perez, where they shared their insights on brand building. Plus, our very own Heloise Lanoix gave us amazing design segment that is a must-watch for anyone interested in crafting a visually compelling brand. So if you haven't seen those yet, I encourage you to go back, check them out. They're packed with actionable insights and inspiration. You've got plenty of time coming up on the holiday break, so make sure you take advantage of that content. So without further ado, let's jump into the panel discussion and see how all of the pieces of our brand are coming together. Take it away, team.
Hello there, Christian here. Let's take a look at those buyer personas that we made. So we used the information we got from the surveys that we made in the past. We talked about that more in depth in the Brand Data Lab. So if you haven't gone to see the Brand Data Lab, go watch it. You'll learn a lot about the surveys we done, what information we got, like which tools we used, and that's gonna be really useful for you. Now, for the buyer personas, what have we done? So from all the results that we gathered, we analyzed them, we saw what are the patterns, the most common things, because of course there is a whole spectrum when it comes to people, basically for anything, like from demographics to preferences. There are just an infinity of answers. However, there are some that are more common than others. So what do we do to create these buyer personas? Basically, you grab the most common answers and you assign them to these personas. But first, you need to choose the categories. Here, for example, we have chosen what we believe are the most important categories for us, for our purpose, for our plans, for our marketing plans. And therefore, we chose the most basic thing is the demographics, right? Age, gender, for our case, because we are talking about a hair product, well, hair type, hair length. And then there were some other categories that we gathered from the survey, like, for example, hair goals, hair problems, products of interest, preferred channels. And basically, why? Because we are placing the most common answers into these categories. When we think about this persona and we make a marketing plan for them, then there is a really high chance that everyone from our, or at least almost everyone from our target, is going to find some aspect in which they identify with the persona. And therefore, the plan that we made for the persona is going to apply also to them. And obviously it is easier to empathize with a person rather than with just numbers. And I say that coming from the brand data lab, when we see mostly numbers, it is way easier to empathize with a person. So it is not only throwing about like the answers to these categories, it is also about making a story alive for these personas. That's why we also have that biography. You make up a history that it should be common because, again, it has to allow as many people as possible to identify with them, and you think about them as like real people. And once you think of them like that, it is going to be easier to be in their shoes and think, well, these are the concerns. Perhaps this person is trying to do X because of Y, because that's something in their life that you can relate to. And that makes the future work very easier, or like much easier than if we were just thinking, well, for all of these numbers, this group of people that we got from the service, well, how are we going to please them all? Well, that's just harder. So if I had to take something from all of this, that is the buyer persona, well, it's you need to try to make it as representative as possible. That's why we have made not only one, we didn't only create Grace Myers, but we also made Mia Smith. Why? Because we wanted to try to represent two groups of people, which mostly cover all of our target audience that we discovered in the survey. So you need to make sure that the personas are going to be representative of your target. And once you have them, once you have created their stories, and then you should try to make them quite different in some sense, so they can cover more groups of people, and then just have them come to life. Think of them as people, as real people, and then you're going to see how it's going to be way easier to do the rest of your job, your marketing plans, etc.
So the mission statement is we want to help curly-haired women retain the length of their hair when they attempt to grow it longer. Under the retaining the length of hair, the messaging system is around we're helping our customers grow their hair, so hair growth, because that's the niche that we're trying to steal, by retaining the length. We're protecting the mid-ends and we're anti-breakage. For the value 2, which was protection and moisture of hair, I just put that it's protective serum and it's highly moisturizing. And then for value 3, which was about education about length retention versus hair growth, I put there's no way to change hair growth. You can protect the growth you have and you can retain your length while growing hair. So I kind of just expanded our values into like a couple of key points.
One thing I do think you need to potentially do, though, is combine value 1 and value 2, because as Cataanda said, the result of keeping your hair moisturized is going to basically deliver on the retention of the length of your hair, right? I think the value of dispelling the myth of hair growth versus length retention may be our number one value.
From our questionnaire, there wasn't that much of a myth that we found. People weren't confusing the two. They just hadn't really had anything sold to them about length retention. So they're only focused on hair growth.
Hair growth.
So I don't know if the education piece on, we need to dispel the myth. I don't think that that's the main focus. It would be more about we're creating a product that's going to help you retain the length of your hair. And when you say that, people know what it means. That's what we discovered through the questionnaire.
I guess where I'm going with it is I wanted to make sure we captured the reality that this product is not going to grow your hair, right? It's going to help you maintain length or retain length by delivering additional moisture and benefits, et cetera. And so for me, that value piece probably is, I guess, the second one, protection of moisture of hair, retaining. Like, it feels like value 2 is a causal factor for value 1.
Are we only speaking to curly-haired women, or is this for everyone?
No, that's a good point. I think it's technically for everyone. We know the problem's more exacerbated in curly-haired women, right? Or not. I don't even know if that statement was true. Is hair breakage more prevalent in curly and textured hair types versus straight hair?
I wouldn't say that. I would say that highly textured hair is more fragile, so it's more prone
To breakage.
to lack of elasticity.
Yeah.
Not necessarily breakage, but if there's lack of elasticity, then that causes breakage. But that can happen in any hair type. But since our hair is typically more dry, that we have a bigger focus on the moisture, hydration, and all of that.
Eloise, because you might be about to say
the reason that I put curly haired in there, despite the fact that I had called it out earlier, was for two reasons. First is we have, between the three of us, we have more like research and information on curly haired segment, which allows us to create a smaller niche. And the second reason that I thought is interesting is a straight haired person will totally buy products aimed at curly haired people when it comes to moisture and protection. But a curly haired person is not going to go buy a straight haired person's product.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it makes it easier if we just go, okay, we're going to target curly hair. And then people with non-curly hair can go, oh, this is about protecting your hair and not allowing it to break. Well, I need that too. You know?
Well, I think value 2 should be somewhere around the additional care factors that a consumer needs to engage in order to enhance their length retention. It's those other things you talked about, Cataanda, like lifestyle choices and regimen, like what do you actually use as part of your regimen, et cetera. We're focusing on a product that can deliver length retention by adding the moisture. And then our value 2 is just really reinforcing that overall lifestyle/hair regimen approach that maintains or optimizes length retention.
Something like that. Value 1 would then be protecting the hair growth, and value 2 would be having healthy hair to protect.
Yeah, healthy hair is the category, and that's kind of what I was saying, like that value is key.
So the first value would be protection, the second value would be health, and the third value would be education, if we're simplifying it.
Yeah, let's take that growth. We don't want to use that word. So I would use a word like preserve. Health, I would include hydration, moisture. On value 1, I would say helps our customers retain their length.
So if we're creating a brand around preservation, health, and education, it's not going to be like a very wee cute brand. It's going to be kind of a more serious brand. And what I'm thinking of immediately is like Dr. Bronner's. In terms of just like branding, in terms of like the tone of voice that you're going for, because Dr. Bronner's is just full of information. There's like a billion and one ways to use it. It's all about like, here's how you use this to clean your clothes. Here's how you do this. So I think that's the kind of tone of voice that we're aiming for based on these values.
Yeah, it doesn't leave room for fluff, which is
So then based on these values, we could say that the tone of voice is going to be serious and educational. Are we friendly? No. Protective? Like motherly? Are we a motherly brand? Are we creating a motherly brand?
I think a nourishing brand.
Nourishing. I
Which
like
reminds me of mothering, but nourishing.
We're a caring brand. So maybe serious isn't the right word.
Yeah, I think those are educational, nourishing, caring.
Are we strict? Are we friendly?
We're friendly. You don't want to be so strict that you scare people away. I would say focus. We're focused on length retention. Can't be out here doing this and that or the other.
Based on this tone of voice and personality, it might be a bit easier to come up with a name now that we know what kind of brand we are, what our values are, what we're focusing on.
Here's the other quick question. Whatever brand name we come up with, would we launch other complementary products under the same name?
I think
This is just
that's
a product
always the
name,
goal, to have a name that you could do line extensions versus coming up with a product that's standalone by itself in the name.
Yeah. So if you had like Strand Pro, it would be Strand Pro Serum, Strand Pro Shampoo, right? You'd have to have the naming convention work across all the products. Pick a name that could extend across multiple products, but make it clear for our show, we're only focusing on this serum.
I like the idea of having almost a call to action as a name, like preserve the curl. Dr. James presents Preserve the Curl.
I actually like that.
We could use that. I don't mind.
Preserve the curl.
Preserve the curl. It's not bad. Preserve the curl. I think I like that. I think that feels like it's got the best ring to it.
You could
I
do
like
preserve the curl shampoo, preserve the curl conditioner, preserve the curl hair serum.
Curl preserve? No, that doesn't sound right.
That's less friendly and more
like an order.
Yeah.
Okay. I like preserve the curl.
I like preserve the curl.
It's friendly.
Yeah, and it makes me like, ooh, preserve the curl because that's what I want to do.
Lock in the length.
Length locker. No.
That also sounds slightly violent.
Preserve the curl. I really like that. It has a ring to it.
I like it because you just need to write that in capital letters across the front of a little serum bottle. Like even just put it like vertically. Preserve the curl.
Yeah,
and
very
big letters.
simple.
And people pick it up like preserve what? Okay. I like it. It works for me.
I could see that going a lot. That can go a lot of different ways into styling products.
The first step of the journey, which is discovery. What does the customer do that allows them to discover our preserve the curl? What information are they looking for? What is their context? So the action is probably shopping for new products.
Online research.
Research. Yeah.
Online research in what, to be specific? I would say it would start at hair growth because that's what most people are going to search for first before we tell them, hey, by the way. So shopping for new products related to hair health, to be specific. Health, online research and hair growth. And let's say the touch point is they stumble upon some of the education, right? Is the touch point, or we could say maybe
social media,
advertisements, maybe.
Yeah, social media, paid advertising, and then recommendation.
Word of mouth. Then if we're in needs and pain, so what do they want and what do they want to avoid at this point when they're just discovering what the brand is? So I would say in terms of need, they're looking for hair health. They're probably trying to grow their hair long or trying to make it thicker because I think most people who are looking at the oils are also looking at thickness, right?
Stop the breakage.
Yeah.
Stop the hair loss.
What are their pain points?
Hair breakage, brittle hair, short hair.
We have needs and pains, we have the touch points, and we have the customer feeling.
I would say we could possibly add dull hair in there because dull hair denotes unhealthy hair. They're like, oh, my hair's so dull, the hair's no shine.
So moving forward to the next one, which is registration. So they discovered the idea of length retention. They have already a problem with their hair length and hair breakage and hair health. And they've discovered us through an educational portion where we're talking about hair length retention, an advertisement where we're advertising the product, or a word of mouth from someone who is talking about one of those things. Why do they trust us? So what is the actions they do that makes them trust us?
Number one, I think you confirm, you probably go to retail, confirm the product or the brand exists, right? Like trusting it is just like validation.
They would look for like online information. So possibly within articles, like reputable articles or publications, they would look for, well, you've already got reviews.
And then probably consult or refer to some sort of whoever they consider their beauty expert or subject matter expert. Like if you talk to your stylist, or your mom.
Some people look.
Yeah, you go to your validator, I guess.
So while they're doing this process of validating us and making sure that they can trust us, what are their needs and pains in this point?
Unbiased information is a need. That's why they go to reviews and, other.
Maybe validation.
Yeah.
I would say in a pain point is probably competition with hair growth / oil industry. Because if we're the only ones out there shouting, hey, you can't grow your hair, you can just protect it, then that's probably a pain point. And that's that thing.
Pain point on this one, I think would be just time specifically, right? Like patience.
I like that one. Yeah.
Somebody who wants to fix this problem immediately, right? I want my stuff to stop breaking immediately.
Yeah, they definitely don't have patience.
Maybe to be like a known brand. How do they interact with our service while they're looking for reasons to trust us? So that would be probably website, social media,
retailer, and friends and family.
Maybe the price could go in here as well because they're doing research, and maybe a pain point is like, oh, I want to try this product, but it's
but the cost entry, is too high.
Yeah. Then onboarding and first use. They did all this research. They decided to try the product to see if they like it. What are the actions that they're doing to try the product? So let's say daily, weekly use, maybe buys the product or receives a tester, perhaps.
I think those cover it. So needs is probably, right, this is a serum. So easy application, ease of use maybe is a better.
I'm going to add instant gratification.
Yeah, definitely instant gratification on this one.
And then probably we need something about long-term gratification as well.
Continual use gratification.
Yeah, that would go here. Hair stayed healthy. Past just appearance.
One of the things that most are always concerned with is the amount of product that they're using. Quantity.
Yeah.
That would be a pain because if you have to use too much and it's.
Yeah, because maybe they bought it the first time or they got a tester, but even the first use, they're thinking about how much it costs, you know?
Over on the continued use pain point, the carryover on that one is that the results are not clearly noticeable, understood, or realized, right, as a continued use pain point.
Yeah, they're not noticeable.
So back to the onboarding and first use. What are the touch points with our brand or company while they're doing this? So this is going to be specifically with the product itself.
Packaging. Yeah, the product and packaging itself.
And application method.
Advertising.
Social media. And they're probably still following the consumer reviews, right? Because they want to see if other people are getting the same effects as them or something, right? Then we're back into the continued use. So the first question was, what are the actions? Which is maybe subscribes to websites for discounts, follows social media.
Follows social media, but then follows retailer accounts. Because if you specifically, to your point, buy it either from Amazon or from Target or et cetera, now you're probably checking them out to see when that next sale is coming.
I'm going to add joins an email list.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
And maybe I'll also add writes their own review. These were their wants and needs in this time. So long-term gratification, ability to grow hair longer without breakage. I think at this point, if they're continuing to use it, then they want like a good price point. Maybe peer status. Like if they're using a good product, so they want everyone to know that they're the ones who found the product. Anything else?
I would say in addition to good pricing, even if it's good pricing, I don't want to go through my bottle in 2 days.
Okay.
So long lasting or a good user rate or.
Then the pain points is if the results are not clearly realized or noticeable. Price, no discount, not sold by favorite retailers. Because you can buy something once in a new place, but you might not buy it twice if you can't find it in the places that you normally shop at, right?
Or if it's only on the company.com. People hate that.
Yeah.
They do want to shop their favorite retailer.
All right. So for the continued use, our touch points with the client is going to be through the retail, through the website, and through the social media, and perhaps through, I guess education would be through social media as well. Then sharing. So what are the actions they can do to share our brand with others so we get more word of mouth?
Review, referral, and testimony.
Positive results.
Yeah, continue the results.
I added fits into vibe, aesthetic, lifestyle, because even if I like a product, I'm not going to recommend it unless, it fits into what I want to show people about who I am.
Yeah.
If there are social media posts, it's easier to share those than to create your own talking about something. If there's already a campaign going around, it's easier to go, oh, look at this campaign for this brand that I'm using than it is to go talk to cold call. Going down to the touch points with the brand, social media,
website,
email.
Email, because you had that down in one of the communication touch points.
Yeah. That's true. Like if you get an email like, oh, there's a 20% discount this month, then all of a sudden you're sending it to all your friends, like, guys, log in. All right.
One more for sharing, even though, because it might come up in our marketing, is what's the word I'm looking for? Like chat group / what are the groups I'm talking? You know what I mean? Like I do get recommendations in those environments where I'm either part of a group me or Facebook group or something where people are just like, yo, check this product out. And they just blast it to everybody in that group.
Opportunities. What could we improve or introduce? When our customer is discovering our brand, what is an opportunity we have to improve or introduce something to this step in the process that would make it easier for them to
bold packaging, bold branding, good product placement,
and then strong advertisement,
and under that put optimized price.
Then going to the next step, which is in research. So if they've discovered the product or the brand, and now they would like to research about to decide if they trust this product or brand. What are our opportunities to change things in here?
Number one would be making it easier for the consumer to find it. So translation would be broad-based advertising campaign, major influencers, major retail partnerships, right? So basically making it easier to find the brand.
I would also add that since this is the research portion and one of our core values is the educational part, there should be like probably blog posts or threads about length retention, basically a strong educational portion, right? And then probably something to do with a call out ingredients maybe, or no, is that too much?
No, that's not too much.
Let's say healthy ingredients, something that's convincing, right?
Improve onboarding and first trial is even though we wouldn't probably do this, but definitely like major discounts and or free samples, so to speak.
Maybe clear use instructions, online education and resource.
Clear expectations.
Expectations, would that just be clear, concise features and benefits?
And then I guess it would be good amounts, right? Proper size, so they don't feel like they're being played with.
More than 4 ounces.
How do we get them to continue to use it? And what are the opportunities we have to make this experience better? Subscription service, something like that.
VIP discounts, membership match.
Maybe referral.
Frequent buyer.
Yeah, I like that.
Volume discount.
For continued use, we probably want a very strong social media presence so that people can feel like they're part of a clan. What was it? Preserve the curl. Preserve the preserve curl family, preserve the curl family,
preserve the curl crew.
And then for the last one, for sharing, how can we make sharing easy? I'm gonna say user generated content. Easy review service or review form, marketing emails, sharing. Fits into the vibe aesthetic, so nice design. What changes for our user? What are they able to do now? Grow out hair.
Prove their self-esteem and confidence.
What can they avoid doing?
Wasting money on hair growth.
Wasting money on hair growth.
They don't always have to be in protective hairstyles anymore.
Thank you, team, for the fantastic breakdown of our consumer personas and how they will guide us in building a brand that truly resonates with our audience. As you've seen today, creating a strong brand identity and positioning is so much more than just choosing a name or designing a cool logo. It's about understanding who your consumer is, what they value, and how you can meet their needs in a way that feels authentic and meaningful. Remember, this is part of a continuing segment where we will build a new brand as part of season 1. As we continue this journey, we will take you through the process of product development, show you how to create a marketing strategy, and develop storytelling that connects with your audience. And you can watch us use these strategies to bring our vision for Preserve the Curl to life. Thank you for joining us, and don't forget to check out the rest of our content for Capsule 3, including great interviews from Ylorie Taylor, Jorge Perez, and a special design episode we recently dropped, led by our very own Heloise Lanoix. Stay tuned for what's next, and you don't want to miss what we have coming in Capsule 4. Thanks for joining us on the Brand Blueprint journey. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms to stay updated. Watch the full episodes on our YouTube channel for an in-depth experience. Don't forget to subscribe to our website at thebrandblueprint.biz for exclusive content and materials. We're everywhere you need us to be.